그리고 일반인 피해자들이 이런 주장을 할 때는 정신병 취급을 받았지만 미국 정치인들과 외교관들 그리고 정보국 요원들이 똑같은 피해를 당하니 미국 정부에서는 이런 증상이 전파무기 피해라고 인정하기 시작했습니다. 지난 5월 9일 미국 국토안보부에서는 하바나 신드롬에 대한 청문회가 열리기도 했습니다.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Subcommittee on Counterterrorism, Law Enforcement, and Intelligence. We're holding this important hearing to examine anomalous health incidents, otherwise known as AHIs or Havana Syndrome, and discuss the potential targeting of U.S. government officials and their families in the homeland and elsewhere. Although this issue has recently gained significant media attention, the issues surrounding anomalous health incidents or Havana Syndrome are not new. Dating back to 2014, a number of U.S. diplomatic, military, and intelligence officials and their families have reported major medical symptoms that have affected their auditory and sensory motor skills. The State Department commissioned a study through the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine that found, and I quote, unusual presentation of acute, directional, or location-specific early phase signs, symptoms, and observations reported by Department of State employees to be consistent with the effects of directed pulsed radio frequency energy.
자, 보신 바와 같이 미국 정보국 요원들도 전파무기는 실제로 존재한다고 인정하고 있습니다. 게다가 세계 경제 포럼 또한 전파를 이용해서 사람들을 조종하는 마인드 컨트롤 기술에 대해서 2018년에 이미 논의를 했습니다. 이런 일들은 일반인들의 상식을 뛰어넘는 범주의 사건들입니다. 하지만 대부분의 사람들은 자신의 상식을 뛰어넘는 일들은 음모론이라고 취급하게끔 오랜 기간 알게 모르게 세뇌를 당해왔습니다.
Your assessments here are correct. These are very covert weapons, aren't they? They don't leave behind bomb fragments, bullet holes, etc. They could absolutely be used by our adversaries and have very low levels of, very easy to deny that they were even there, that they were used. Is that correct?
That's correct. There's no entry or exit wound. How they're designed is to make the target feel like they're crazy, like they're imagining things, especially on the low duration, the low intensity, long duration hits.
But you were saying that the targets are most often always either CIA, FBI, intelligence, law enforcement individuals. Is that correct?
No, I said diplomats, intelligence community, and Department of Defense make up the lion's share. You often don't hear about the Department of Defense, despite DoD having 5 or 10 times the number of survivors that Department of State has.
You spoke to a Russian agent who said that they believe that Americans are using these same weapons on them. Is that correct?
That is correct, back in the 80s.
Might that have something to do with part of the CIA's motive to cover up the existence of this tech and these weapons?
That is a very logical possibility.
Have any of you three panelists ever seen one of these weapons?
I have seen a 1991 version of the weapon, and it looks like a dish with a unit this size attached to it. And of course, over the years, miniaturization has been possible. Obviously, there's a limitation to how miniaturized it can be because of the antenna size, which is always related to the wave. But still, it is something that can be well contained in the trunk of a car or even a large backpack.
Is this a type of weapon that could be cobbled together once foreign operatives are on our own soil, or is this something that would have to be manufactured in a nation state?
My experience shows that it can be cobbled together. Abstain from commenting further, lest I encourage people to try it at home.
That would make this weapon and this tactic even more dangerous, wouldn't it, Mr. Grozev? Can you tell us, sir, about this contract you discovered for these weapons?
The contract was an award by the Institute for Prospective Military Studies. I know that this same commander won the award of this institute 2 years in a row. We're only privy to one of his devices, to one of his achievements. We don't know what the subsequent years. The perceived value, the perceived merit by the Kremlin of this particular was high enough for it to be the only award for the year. And for this person to achieve a political placement, a position that is not usual for a security operative.
What you all are saying is there's a government cover-up of the fact that something is out there afflicting, targeting us.
I can't tell you if it's a cover-up, why they're doing this, malfeasance. I won't go there.
So cover-up would depend on intent. There could be good reasons to withhold information. I will say that the public statements that the executive branch is making is inconsistent with the classified record. And then it would be Congress's job as an oversight authority to determine why that is, whether it was a legitimate reason to mislead the public or because of some nefarious reason.
자, 청문회를 보면 전파무기는 확실히 존재하고 있으며 세계의 각국 정부들이 이 기술을 가지고 있는 것으로 판단할 수 있습니다. 하지만 전파무기의 피해를 받은 국민들이 있느냐에 대한 질문에 청문회에 출석한 증인들은 답변을 거부합니다.
Are any of you aware of any reported incidents from individuals who are not members of the United States government? Domestically, I should say.
There are many people who believe they are victims of AHIs. I only represent federal government employees and their families, so I don't focus on the accuracy of those particular claims.
미국과 러시아 그리고 대한민국의 일반인들 중에도 자신들이 전파무기 피해자라고 주장하는 사람들이 있습니다. 전파무기는 확실히 존재합니다. 미국 정부 요원들 중에도 피해자들이 존재하지만 어떤 이유에서인지 정부는 일반인들의 피해는 절대로 인정하지 않고 있습니다.
Now there's just certain people I have no time for. Like if you're sexist or if you don't believe in conspiracy theories. Just don't understand, how do you not believe in any conspiracy theories? I understand not all of them, not most of them, but you don't believe in any conspiracy theories? You just think the government's just batting 1,000 and telling us the whole truth? That's a strong stance to take. And again, as I said before, I don't like talking about politics on stage or off stage. I don't like talking about things I don't feel like I'm truly knowledgeable in. But I do know this. Our government is placed in charge of all of its people. I'm a father who's been placed in charge of just one son. And I lie to that nigga all the time.
시청해주셔서 감사합니다.